Welcome everybody to the I Am Talking Black Talk podcast show with me, your host, King Just Wurk. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much for coming by, stopping by my channel. It is I'm Glad to Be Black Month. Yes. It is that time of the year where every post, everything, green, yellow, red, African pride, black pride. It's February, the month where they hate us the most. Yes, I could have came back earlier in the year. I could have came back in January, but I said, you know what? I need a break. Do you have any idea what I've been going through? No, you have no idea. It has been a lot. My story had been broken in the news and the media. Thanks to Jeremy Finley of WSMV TV, Channel 4, Nashville, Tennessee. And I appreciate it for doing so because prior to him telling my story, people were very scared to touch it. So it's out there now. And I can talk about it because that's where the hiatus comes from. The fear and concern of speaking of my truth with people being present in my life who are trying to basically silence me. Here we go. For example, listen real close. This is a court excerpt. Yeah, I'm saying it right. This is a literal court proceedings that I'm about to play for you. From Nashville, Tennessee. Now I'm on the phone. My lawyer is present, and the defense attorney R.B. Hallwell Jr. is talking to the judge Amanda McClendon in Nashville, Tennessee, and it went a little something like this.
Okay, just some cheap. Oh, again, one out of it.
Doesn't mean that's it.
Thank you very much. We went out to Jimmy Kelly's and celebrated last night, so not too much. So I'm totally aware if we're arguing here. Well, I will share a secret. All the circuit court judges that were unopposed joined and did a shot. The unopposed circuit court judges got together at 12:15 and did shots of bourbon. Then I came back and did air driving gum.
Your Honor, we're supposed to be here today on our untold. Just that yesterday they filed a plan to file an amendment like there was her crib. Yesterday after the plan filed.
We are with the defendant, Herb Fritsch. He said in his own words. You heard him loud and clear. What you heard was a defense attorney, R.B. Hallwell, who never spoke, who never said a word in court, other than the statement you just heard him say to Judge McClendon. And the statement he made was, I don't want this to be on the record. Little did they know my lack of trust in these individuals in the court system encouraged me to document everything that occurred. So what you heard was an actual court recording. So when you say, where have you been, Frank? What's going on? Work? What is going on? Like you were giving us such touching topics. We were connecting with you. People were really like, yo, I love where you're coming from. It's very genuine. But at that time, I was being contacted by lawyers. Mr. Jeremy Finley was looking for me. R.B. Hallwell Jr. contacted me, asking me to do things in his favor. I was trying to do things in my life and sharing my truth, being who I was publicly on my podcast, the I Am Talking Black Talk podcast show with me, your host, King Just Wurk, was very difficult at the time. And I had to step back. I stepped back to allow my, at the time, lawyer to do what he promised to do, because he contacted me. I did not reach out to this guy. He contacted me. My child mother, my partner, she was present. Her mother was present. My daughter was present. He was so, energetic, full of energy, saying, hey, Mr. Monroe, I see that you removed the post. Is there any reason why you removed the post? There's nothing I could find, anything. See, the funny thing about him saying this was that Mr. R.B. Hallwell Jr. himself did contact me, not directly, but through my wife and my partner, and asked her to encourage me to remove these posts, something they did prior. Something they did long ago was involving other individuals in their, oppression of my person. Again, you heard on that court recording, I, in my life, never ever heard a judge speak like that on the bench. On the bench, not. I understand if you're hanging out with your friends, you're in a bar, you're passing by. I never in my life ever heard a judge speak so candidly on the bench when talking to a defense attorney. And this guy, he Arby never said anything other than that. Just I don't want anything on the record. This is one of the top lawyers in Nashville, Tennessee. One of the most well-known, prestigious lawyers known in the area. And this is something that people rest and they just confide and they believe so much in. And that's why I'm saying, like, where have I been? I have been lost trying to get myself together, trying to share these facts once again. Mr. Finley, he did his best report, trying to be impartial like most media outlets should be. He basically shared this story from a perspective of little information they could share without allegations or bringing any problems to the network. But other mediums, such as the Nashville scene, they took it and ran with it. They labeled me a felon when knowing full well I have not one felony conviction on my record. I contacted this news outlet. I told them this is not right. This is slander. You're engaging in demonization of a victim of a party of overwhelming wealth who are using their finances and influences to demonize me and play me as aggressor. And in all reality, I had no power in the situation. So that's what I have been doing. I have been reaching out to numerous lawyers, reaching out to these groups who claim to stand tall in the face of oppression and fighting for individuals that look like me who have been oppressed but who can return my phone calls. I have tagged numerous activists and civil rights individuals social media. Everybody's a civil rights speaker right now, especially with the whole ICE thing going on right now. God bless those and detentions and the separation of families and all these things that seem to be new to the American populations. Yes, I play the trombone. Because these things aren't new to the American population. It may be new to the immigrant population who don't realize accept the history of this country. But to people like myself, there's nothing new about what's going on. Kids have been separated from their family. There are juvenile detention centers. I myself was in a few juvenile detention centers, and they are no better than the one you describe right now on the media of these kids being taken away from their family of quote unquote illegal immigrants. And I'm not saying I lack empathy for them because yes, this is a tragic situation. My concern is for the overall well-being of everyone who seems to overlook the fact that these establishments have been in operation for decades at this point. They have minimum secure juvenile detention, maximum secure juvenile detention. And do you think they are watercolor painting and outside frolicking in the grass? And no, these places are very dangerous for children, for their well-being. And then we have families who have been separated for their CPS, whatever you want to call it, local to your area, who are taken from their kids from fake allegations made sometimes from envious neighbors, nosy people that just can't understand. Like, I don't have to really go in so much detail to the fact that these things going on aren't new things. There are things that have been happening. So people are like, hey, why aren't the people in the African American or how you say, what is that? Descendants of slaves. I don't know. All these new terms that keep coming up for people in America who are African descendants, but not of African, but we born in America while we aren't fighting and stomping, and marching and doing all these different things. And people are saying, because when it comes down to us, in our situations, the facts that we share, people overlook us until it benefits them in their own personal situations. And I only say that to say, yes, my situation is akin to slavery. I have been called a slave. Do you have any idea how it feels to be a black man in a room full of white people, following their rules and their procedures and asking for their help, and for them to do exactly what I'm about to play again for you? Here we go. Give me 1 second. Right back. I'll get back.
Hey, come on. Oh, again, one on the record. Okay. That is my understanding also. Thank you very much. We went out to Jimmy Kelly's and celebrated last night, so not too much. totally aware of we're arguing here. Well, I will share a secret. All the circuit court judges that were unopposed joined and did a shot. The unopposed circuit court judges got together at 12:15 and did shots of bourbon. Then I came back and did driving off.
You know, we were supposed to be here today on just did, yesterday they filed a plan filed on it like there that are written. Yesterday
Look, you heard these people. Now, in any job where you're working with individuals, you're a counselor, you're a lawyer, any job that you have, tell me where it makes sense for this person to be inebriated in deciding somebody else's life. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm there. I'm sitting. Do you have any idea the feeling of sitting there, finally getting to court? It's like anything these people say, people's like, okay, it must be true. I'm like, yo, it's not true. I'm showing you facts. I have receipts. I have videos. I have text messages from people talking about each other in their group. I have done everything. I have contacted the FBI, the local police. I have contacted the NAACP, the HRC. I have contacted Ben Crump. I contacted Attorney Grizz. I have contacted the Untold Freedoms. I contacted the Black Lives Matter group. I'm sorry they're in the fire right now, but they still exist in different states. I have contacted them. I have contacted the lady from the other day who told me nobody would care. A black woman who's on social media who speaks about being a decolonizer. That's in her title. Her title says, I'm a decolonizer. I'm fighting against oppression. She literally had a meeting with a group of people from outside of America claiming to be black, black Americans, and understand how black Americans deal with certain things. And she shut these people down saying, you have no idea. You don't understand what the black experience is in America. And she looked at my post and told me to stop spamming. Nobody's reading that. That is the outcome of me, a black man in this country, trying to find help. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not making up lies. I'm showing facts of what happened to me, and people are like, well, I don't understand. I can't get what happened. We all know what grooming is. I share a text message. Look on my page. I have these messages in original format. I show the message where it says, he groomed you. This is me talking to my ex-wife saying, hey, people are saying, more concerned, what happened to you? Oh my gosh, I know you as a man are trying to combat what's happening to you, but something had to happen. Something had to happen with her. Yeah, that's how they do. Something had to happen with her. Even though she's bragging about trips and how she gets money and how she can influence people, and she's a madam, and her record is very extensive with prostitution, soliciting, and all these different things. She must be a victim. You did something wrong. What I did wrong was love somebody who had no real love for me. What I did wrong was try and change and become somebody better for a situation with somebody who had no positive intentions for me. That's all I did. I engaged in no illegal activities. I have no pimping on my record. I made this girl do nothing. I even asked her to stop once I realized what she was doing and said, I can provide. I can work hard. Give me an opportunity. See, this is what bugs me out. This is what bugged me about America and this whole world and situation. For 6 years, I have been doing things the right way. I will continue doing the right things the right way. But for 6 years, I have been doing things the correct way. Contacting lawyers, contacting border ethic groups, showing the recording, showing the collusion, showing them that the millionaires stole my identity. They stole my identity. I told these people, oh my gosh, now I can talk about it. It's so crazy. I told these people in 2019, I finally had my own child, my own biological child. Until then, things were much different in these circumstances because I didn't have any other children. So I loved her and wanted to be a part of her children. And yes, I have no problem telling people I was a loser. I was an abuser. I was an addict. I lacked emotional intelligence. I had to improve upon myself because I needed a reason to do so. And at that time, my reason to change and improve was my ex-wife and her children that were not my own. And people be like, why? You're so stupid. You're so stupid. She was my wife. She asked me to marry her. I felt like I was obligated to this woman, being that she held my last name and she manipulated me to the sense of obligation towards her on a belief that there was a mutual affection between us that was held, that was not present. Only on my side was the affection present. And here I go again. I'm telling you people, you can look at my record. Natural tendency is in a heap of trouble when people start looking into things. How do you have a domestic situation with somebody and then they bond you out of jail? See, my situation with this woman was so twisted and perverse in the nature of dealing with the individuals that she informed me that she would have me arrested so she can go out there and have fun and do what she wanted to do knowing where I was. And these are the things that came into light after our marriage was over. So here I go again. In 2019, I tell my child's mother, my partner, who I'm with, who I've been with faithfully, anybody that knows me can tell you I'm doing the damn thing with my relationship. Yes, clap, clap. Yes. Thank you. We loyal gang over here. Yes, I may say a woman's pretty. Yes, I may admire beauty in somebody else. I can even say a man is handsome and he looks good. Why? Because I'm not insecure in who I am. You feel me? Beauty is out there. I see it. But when you're in a relationship with somebody, the person you with is supposed to be the most beautiful person in the room. Supposed to make them feel like that. Supposed to tell them every day. It's like, why be with somebody if you don't feel like you're not attracted to them? Like you have a passion of being with them. Like you love this person and everything about them. That's what love is. And I'm in love with my child's mother. So, and proceeding with that, she can tell you I didn't intend on falling in love with her. We met in college. She's seen things. She's aware of things. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't got to make up anything. She fell in love with me based upon my efforts to salvage a marriage that was, in her eyes at that time, was lost. So, all right. At that time, 2019 come, we live in separate. Me and my ex-wife was still married though, but I have my college love partner. We get in a relationship, so I have my child. I asked my child's mother, can my daughter know her brother and sister? Because I'm not going to just give up on this relationship because I had another child. That's not who I am. That's not in my heart. Anybody that knows me, people see like, oh, I didn't want to say anything because it wasn't your kid because they look mixed. You can tell the kids aren't mine. But the way I treated them, anybody that knows me and seen me interact with these children, the school I went to, the daycare I took them to, my friends that I brought around these children, my family I introduced them to could tell you that the love I had for them was genuine. So when I tell you they did the most damaging thing, the grooming, how they played me, it makes no sense. They utilized their kids. And my love for their kids for me to change into somebody that I barely even recognized, but for good reasons. So I'm in school like, hey, you had domestic problems. You was an addict. Whatever this girl is doing, whatever your wife is doing, you're deserving of this. Whatever she's doing, you're deserving of it. Why? Because you was a loser. She took a chance on you. And I didn't know why. I didn't know why she took a chance on me. I didn't know what the reason was behind anything she was doing. I just knew that I owed her. I felt like I had to make up for the wrong done. So this led to me being embarrassed, humiliated. I lost friends. I lost family for trying to save a marriage and hold on to children that didn't belong to me, that weren't biologically mine, because I was told by both parties, my child's mother and the man she had the children with, Herbert Fritch of Nashville, NHL, the Predators, HERB, FRITCH. I was told by these people that their relationship was over. See, this is what makes everything so twisted with y'all. This is what I want y'all to understand why I'm so frustrated and so angry. This is how they did me. Now, my ex could have told me what was going on, right? And freed me from obligation. Her child's father, who paid for me to go to college under the pretense he wanted nothing to do with her, they was helping me be a better man, could have told me what was going on, but he did not do that. The lawyer that they hired to create the contracts that talked to both Herb and my ex-wife could have told me what was going on, but He and his associates, they did not do that. So for the years, but in the beginning, I was left in the dark. I was under an assumption that I was working towards a goal of filling a void of an absentee father who wanted to help the kids, but wanted nothing to do with their mother or their children because he felt like he made a mistake. That is what I was led to believe. Now, go to college. I leave my surroundings. I'm talking about, yes, but you see, Jeremy took the excerpt from what I was telling him about, oh yeah, what you did at the time. I was in the streets. I was a stick-up kid. I did everything I had to do to survive. If I had more time to explain, I would be like, hey, I also was in private school. I also was on high honor roll, got straight A's and B's. I also was in foster care and group homes where the education was very, how you say, where you can win awards, you can win trips. If anybody know about being in group homes and foster care, when you doing things good in school, educational wise, spiritually wise, they reward those things. So I was groomed in a sense of prior to even meeting these people, anybody that knows me to want to appease people who I believe had my best interests at heart. So I believe my ex-wife and her child's father had my best interests at heart. Why? Because he wants nothing to do with her. He's married himself. She doesn't want nothing to do with him because he's an old white guy, right? He's dirty, he's nasty. This is the word she told me. Smelly, oh, he's a bad person. This is what she should tell me, right? So I'm like, all right, it's me, you know? So my child's mother, my partner who see me in school, she'll tell you, like, hey, yeah, I'm having friends, I'm chilling, I'm doing me, but my devotion always remained to my wife and the children that I had with her. So I believe. So upon graduating, that's when a lawyer came into the picture. Then a lawyer came to the picture, and they really deboed me in the sense of I wanted a franchise. I didn't tell nobody I had no problem lying. I'm like, yo, I can't go backwards. I can't go back to the environment. That's why you saying who I was. I survived. I had respect in the streets because I was loyal. I went hard. I didn't cross my homeboys. I don't care what lies somebody wants to try to make. But I would never cross my homies for nobody. I would never put nobody under the bus for me to take the blame for me for doing anything. I take my own whippings. I take my own blame. I take responsibility for my actions to the utmost. Anybody that knows me, that rocks with me, knows this to be the fact. So I did what I had to do to survive. And me doing so, I still kept to the rules. I never took nobody's life. I never let nobody I with take anybody's life. In that manner, I done saved people. There's people who were going through things, people who were pressured by other people who I actually saved their lives being who I was prior to anything going to college and changing. So when I went to college, I was genuinely wanting to change, wanting to improve, wanting not to go back to them circumstances. People act like they know what the streets is like, but you don't know what the streets is like till you really in that life. And when you grow up in that life, when you had the possibility and the hope of doing something bigger, more with yourself, and then you give up on those things, and you all into what you're into, that's what you have with me at that moment. That's what you have the person who met my ex-wife and the person she manipulated into, I got your back. See, when a woman explains grooming and narcissistic love bombing and how she was taken advantage of, people understand that. But when I, as a man, explain how I was groomed and I was narcissistically not love bombed and I was discarded when I spoke up for myself and how these people just abused me and took my rights, autonomy of my life, and I just need help to fight back, people laugh. They don't understand how this can happen to a man of my stature. Why? How? Because things happen to people. I'm a human being who comes from a broken home. My father, I did not know. My mother, I love, but I barely know her. We're getting to know each other now, and it's just fine with me. So when people say a perfect situation ready to be created, that's what she found in me. And I even have the message from this woman saying, I was with my child's father before you and after you. She takes pride in the fact that she manipulated and used me. And the crazy thing about it is people hear these stories. They hear what happened to me. They just like, I don't get how a man can go through these things because I needed love. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to love somebody. And the person that I was trying to get that love to at the moment did not love me in return. But anybody that knows me from any part of my life. I don't care if in the streets, in school, they know that I have a big heart. I'm a protector. I'm a lover. I'm a provider. I will go above and beyond for those I care about. Period. So again, now, these lawyers, they're on my life. These contracts, they don't even follow. That's why I just wish people look at them. The contracts say things like, I asked for this to be able to see the kids. So the contract says I'm going to see the kids. I haven't seen the kids in years. The contract say that Herb would never physically touch my ex-wife again. She already told me he violated those terms. He did that again. So when I go to court and they like, oh, he just didn't keep his mouth shut. He just greedy. That's defamation. That's slander. That's not true. I'm the only one who did anything. I'm the only one that put any faith in these contracts that, here we go again, that I were told by my lawyer were slavery contracts. Again, do you know how it feels to be a black person in a room full of white people and your lawyer says, oh, you're here to show them you're not their slave? Oh, you just call me a slave, sir? Okay. I hope something happens after out of this courtroom. But no, nothing happens because they say, I promise not to sue. I promise not to sue based upon the fact of this man who is married leaving my ex-wife alone to allow me time to build a relationship with her so I could be there for the kids that he wanted nothing to do with. That's what I agreed to. I repeat, I agreed to let this man get a pass to not get publicly exposed, to be there for my ex-wife and be there for their kids. That's what I agreed to. But everything changed once I had my daughter. See, they all said it had nothing to do with my marriage. We have nothing to do with your ex-wife, even though she claims that she works, I swear to God, she makes it be known we all work together against you. We have money, we have power, nobody's going to help you. I have this documented, right? So I'm telling these people like, yo, you can't make me fake claim these kids. You can't make me do anything. I don't want nothing to do with this. I turned down their money. Again, my partner. In 2020, they offered me more money. I said, I don't want your money. I said, I want independence, financial independence. I have my own child. I need to be there for my own child. I cannot claim these kids, defraud the government. You want me to lie to the United States government for you people, and you're not going to look out for me? I said all this in a recorded conversation to R.B. Howard Jr., where he gave me permission to record the phone call. Okay, you don't believe me? Okay, here we go. I know, I'll just hold my phone down because, we don't have permission from this company right now to use their stuff. But, I have everything documented. So here we go. Oh, here you go, right here.
Sure. I want to make sure that this is like I said, you hear exactly what I'm saying, that everything documented. I share with you all information pertaining to your client, breach of contract, as well as him sharing information with my wife, who is not represented by your officers. I also have my mother reach out and gave you her number, which your client shared information with my mother but my mother again has nothing to do with the situation. I also share with you the knowledge of.
That's me in 2019 sharing. I try my best. I study law to the extent of trying to understand how to talk to these people, show facts. I showed you proof. I have hundreds, if not thousands, of emails from over the years of me contacting them every day with iMovies, videos, emails, texts, in their own words saying, hey, this what happened. Listen, you hear?
At one point in time, there was a conversation going on, and then all of a sudden, you determined that you were going to get a little bit more aggressive, and as a result of that, Herb talked to his wife and talked to the NHL. And so the fear and concern about this going public with them diminished. But then once the wife found out about it, she had a voice in it.
Now, here we go again. I have a lawyer, R.B. Howard Jr. You just heard him say, once you got more aggressive, meaning you're not going to make me do anything for you people, he told his wife. He told his wife that he's cheating with my wife. He told NHL. You heard him just say that. the NHL, who contacted me years later. So all these entities are involved and all are aware of what's happening to me. And for some reason, they all believe that I'm the evil, wrong, bad party because it benefits them to do so. I just took a screenshot of that timestamp of when he said, about he's talking to his wife, he's talking to the NHL. Y'all just heard it. You know what? People. I wish I had time to get this all in a day, but I don't, and I'm not going to. But you just heard him, right? I contacted NHL too. After they contacted me, they haven't returned my phone calls yet. But do you understand the gist of how one person, me, I'm allegedly mentally insane. I'm allegedly just greedy. I'm allegedly a criminal, but no criminal charges for any of these allegations have ever been placed against me. Not one. I'm the only one sharing the truth. I'm one person. R.B. Harwell Jr. no longer has his law firm. So all that prestigious, established lawyer, he doesn't have a law firm anymore. You heard him say wife, right? He told his wife. His wife is divorcing him. She started divorcing him last year. It's public. Infidelity. Untrustworthy. You know what I'm saying? So the character of the individuals supersedes my own because of... Exactly. All right. This is the I Am Talking Black Talk podcast with your host, Khing Just Wurk. This is the I Am Talking Black Talk podcast with your host, Khing Just Wurk. And for more information on the scandal coming out of Nashville, Tennessee, stop by my IG at KHINGJUSWURK. Also stop by my YouTube page at Frank Khing Just Wurk Monroe. Frank Monroe Khing Just Wurk. You'll see the court recordings. You'll see the evidence, the pictures. You'll see facts. I make no false allegations. And please, share with your friends, share with your lawyers, share with the NAACP, the Black Lives Matters, the groups, HRC, the ACLUs, the Board of Ethics, people that have been writing, asking for help. Share with them. Tag them. Let them know the story because I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep fighting because, yes, I deserve compensation. Who doesn't? But the one thing I really, really want to get out of this is to ensure no man, especially a black man, will ever go through years of torment that I have faced. I mean, you have no idea. I had to pull myself from some very dark places. You're going to learn more and more and more every day. I'm going to get the help I need. I'm going to hold all these people accountable. And all of you who's involved, all of you who help hide this story will be held accountable as well. So thank you very much for your time. Peace, love, and greatness. And look into the story more and more and more. You can Google it. Herb Fritch, Frank Monroe. His public information is right there. But don't believe everything you see. Dig deeper. Peace, love, and greatness. I'm Wurk. Bye. There we go.